What's up, everyone? It is Sunday, June 20th, 2010. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. If there are any fathers watching this, I hope your kids and your wives and your whoever else made you feel happy on this very special day. Alright, so besides it being Father's Day, today was also WWE's first ever Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view. And so I'm going to be giving you my review on the whole show. First off, as I always do, thank you to all my subscribers. If you guys haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe. The link right up there that says subscribe. Alright, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I mean, I missed a couple minutes of the show, but as soon as I found a stream, I posted on Twitter. So that's another benefit of following me on Twitter. I actually posted the link. It was a great stream, sound, everything. So yeah, follow me on Twitter for all that kind of stuff. That's down there. Alright, so let's get into this review. Fatal 4-Way pay-per-view. Now, going into this pay-per-view, I know I watched a lot of videos, mine included, where people weren't really expecting much from this pay-per-view based off the card. Now, they did add two matches. They added the Hart Dynasty versus Usos match and Chris Jericho versus Evan Bourne. Alright, so let me just say, Fatal 4-Way as a whole wasn't disappointing, but the only reason it wasn't disappointing was because I wasn't expecting much. It was definitely a subpar pay-per-view. We didn't really see too many exciting things happen, I don't think. And so that's just, I told you guys, don't pay for it. Vince McMahon coming down to the... I missed this part, but apparently Vince McMahon came out and said that Bret Hart won't be here tonight, and he's thinking about taking action against the NXT rookies or whatever, something like that. Alright, so let's start off with the first match of the night, guys. It was Kofi Kingston, the Intercontinental Champion, versus Drew McIntyre, and it was for the Intercontinental Championship. We had Teddy Long at ringside. I thought this was a really good match. It was well paced the whole way throughout. Neither man looked too bad. So what happened, basically Drew McIntyre ended up knocking out the referee with Kofi Kingston, and so there was no referee. So, you know, Drew McIntyre, I think Drew McIntyre told Teddy Long to put on the referee shirt, and Teddy Long was a former referee, so he was able to do it. Drew McIntyre ended up hitting Kofi Kingston. Teddy Long was counting 1, 2, stopped. He was like, nah, I'm not doing this. And basically Drew McIntyre was getting in Teddy Long's face. Out comes Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy gives a twist fate to Drew McIntyre. Kofi Kingston hits the Trouble in Paradise. Teddy Long counts 1, 2, 3. Kofi Kingston retains. I thought it was a pretty good match, and so we're gonna have to see what happens from here on out with Teddy Long and Drew McIntyre on SmackDown, because I'm pretty sure Drew McIntyre is going to be happy. So we'll have to see about that. Alright, then we had the Divas Fatal 4-Way matchup. We had Eve Torres, Gail Kim, who was it? Alicia Fox, and who was it? How could I forget? Maryse. This was a Divas match, so I mean, I really don't know what to say that I haven't said already. Alicia Fox ends up picking up the win. She basically picked up the win after Eve did a moonsault off the top rope. Didn't know Eve was capable of anything athletic, because she usually botches everything else. But yeah, so Eve does a moonsault, goes for the pin. Alicia Fox, you know, basically knocks Eve out the way, goes for the pin, gets the win. Alicia Fox is new Divas title, Divas champion, and I think that's pretty good, because Alicia Fox was getting a push for a while, as of late, I guess, and I think she's not bad as a diva, so we'll have to see how that goes over on Monday Night Raw. Alright, so out comes Chris Jericho, and he cuts a promo on how he hasn't been himself lately, and how Evan Bourne has become a rising star on Raw, and he basically says that he's going to make sure that he's going to shoot down Evan Bourne's rising star tonight, and they have a match. I thought this match was really good. It was nice and long. Evan Bourne looked really good going against Jericho. Of course, Jericho always does well with putting people over in matches. It was just a really good matchup. Okay, so we had a lot of good spots in this match. I forgot, Evan Bourne had a really cool spot where Chris Jericho was on the top rope. Evan Bourne actually leaped and did a Hurricane Rana from the mat up to the top rope where Jericho was. It was just an amazing spot right there. And then Chris Jericho had a spot where he reversed, I forgot what move it was, into a Walls of Jericho. That was pretty darn cool. Evan Bourne picks up the win with the shooting star press on Chris Jericho's back. Pretty good match. We'll have to see where Evan Bourne's push goes from here on out. Next match we have is the SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way. So it's CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, Jack Swagger, Big Show. Now, I was really looking forward to this match, seeing the different styles. It didn't get a ton of time, but I thought with the time it was given, it was a pretty good matchup, and we had some cool spots like the double belly to back suplex that I think it was Jack Swagger, Rey Mysterio, and CM Punk did. That was really cool. And so the dark cloud looming over this match is what was Kane going to do, and who would be the guilty party that Kane spoke of on SmackDown. Turns out it's CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society. Hopefully that's who it is and it's not Kane, because if it is Kane it's going to make for a pretty boring rivalry, Kane versus Undertaker. But I think this should be cool. Rey Mysterio picks up the win. Yes, Rey Mysterio becoming a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. So this is really cool for all the Rey Mysterio fans. You know, a lot of people were hating, they didn't want Rey Mysterio to win because he's PG. I think that's kind of silly, because Rey Mysterio is not PG. The company's PG, and Rey Mysterio, really, he's one of the hardest workers in WWE, so don't hate on Rey Mysterio for winning. Hate on WWE or something else. Don't take this away from Rey Mysterio. He deserves it. He works his ass off. Give him some credit. Rey Mysterio picks up the win, and that's that. Alright, so then we had The Miz versus R-Truth for the United States Championship. Alright, and so at the beginning, when The Miz was coming out, he actually forgot his lyrics to his little mockery of a rap that he was mocking R-Truth with, so that didn't come off too well. And I tweeted that I wasn't looking forward to this match, and you know, it really wasn't that good. It was way too long. The crowd wasn't into it. I wasn't into it. It was slow paced. I'm not really into The Miz as a wrestler, not really into R-Truth as a wrestler, so it didn't really come off well. It was, like I said, it was really long, a little too long, and so The Miz ends up picking up the win. So I don't know, for what it's worth, that's what happened. The crowd chanted, "This is boring, this is boring," and I agree, this was boring. Alright, so the next match is the Hart Dynasty versus Usos. This was a 6-person mixed tag team matchup. And to start off the match, we had Natty Neidhart and Natalya Neidhart versus Tamina. And can I just say, I don't know what's going on with WWE, but these two females should be heading the WWE Divas division. I think it is ridiculous that we have divas who are of this caliber as far as wrestling skills go, not even featured on a weekly basis on television. WWE should be ashamed of themselves for pushing people like Kelly Kelly, who can't even do a drop kick, pushing people like, you know, who else? Just pushing stupid divas. Tiffany can wrestle a little bit, but you know, not too much. And Eve Torres. I think WWE needs to focus on Serena, focus on Natalya, focus on Tamina, because they're all really good in-ring competitors, and they don't give divas a bad name. So WWE, please fix it. The match, I thought this was better than The Miz versus R-Truth, which preceded it, for whatever it's worth. And the Usos looked pretty good, and interestingly enough, the Divas ended up ending the matchup with Natalya Neidhart getting a tornado clothesline over Tamina. Pretty good matchup, decent matchup, but again, this is pay-per-view. This is pay-per-view, and people pay their money to see this. I don't think it was worth it, but nonetheless, it was cool seeing some different people on a pay-per-view. Then we had the WWE title match. We had Sheamus, John Cena, Randy Orton, and Edge. Fatal 4-way match for WWE Championship match. I thought this match was good, but again, the Fatal 4-way stipulation probably held it back a little bit. It was an okay match, but I don't know how to describe it. As far as John Cena, the crowd booed John Cena the whole time. Cena sucks. Then you had the little kiddies who were saying, "Let's go Cena," but Randy Orton did pretty well, so it looks like he's pretty much healed. Edge didn't get as much offense as I would have liked, but nonetheless, and then Sheamus was just there. Alright, and so the match ended basically when they were all down, and backstage we had 4 superstars watching television for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, I guess. And here comes the NXT rookies. They destroy everything. They get to the ring. They knock everybody out. Sheamus takes advantage, pins John Cena, and as I predicted, Sheamus wins the WWE title. Sheamus hightails it out of there. The NXT rookies just beat up everybody else, and then they end up chasing off Sheamus, and that's how the pay-per-view ended. Now, this would have been cool if we didn't see what happened a couple weeks ago on Raw, because this is essentially the same thing that happened. NXT rookies destroyed all the competitors around the ring, and that's it. So as far as me paying to see that, I think I would have been very disappointed, but nonetheless, it was whatever. Sheamus picks up the win. And that was that. That's how the pay-per-view ended, 10:30, really early. And so that was Fatal 4-Way, the pay-per-view. I think it was really disappointing. Probably the weakest pay-per-view so far this year. I'm not saying it was horrible. I'm not saying that by any means, but it was definitely, I would think, the weakest pay-per-view this year. Tell me if you guys saw it. Tell me what you think about it down there if you saw it. Tell me, did you like the matches? Did you like the ending? What you think about Rey Mysterio winning? Do you think it's bad or good or whatever? And I will see you guys tomorrow with a Monday Night Raw review. Peace out. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Peace out, guys.